In this video, we will look at not using PerfView for production issues. PerfView is a fantastic tool that allows you to diagnose the issues directly on production. It can do performance analysis, memory analysis, or it can find the exceptions for you. Let's see a real-life example. In this example, I have created an F# project that actually ports Steven Sanderson's famous pizza workshop. While this application itself is out of the scope, I'd like to share one particular example that might be helpful when using PerfView. PerfView is especially useful if you're into performance analysis and especially if you don't have access to Visual Studio. So in this case, let's assume we are running this application in production and right now we are on the application server itself. We select the pizza, we click order again, and we click place order and everything works fine. Somehow at some point I decided to put a form around my place order. So let's repeat the process again. I go back to choosing a pizza, I go to order and I click order again, and before submitting the form I will go back to my Visual Studio and add a form around this button. To do so, as you see at this point of time, these form tags are commented out, and basically I will enable them again. And the framework I use called is Bolero, which has ability to hot reload the HTML changes. And now I have enabled my form, and let's try my application again. I click placeholder. In this case, I just started to see an exception. So why this exception occurred is, of course, for this particular case, I can see this is an exception I throw myself, and I did not expect my application to land in the start page. So I have to find the root cause, and PerfView can be helpful to analyze that. So let's run PerfView, collect. A good idea when using PerfView is to check this button because I don't use .NET Framework 3. By default, it collects all the data from entire machine. This could be useful if there are a lot of processes interacting with each other and you want to know about which of them are throwing exceptions, or you want to analyze multiple processes at times. In this case, I will leave this as is and I will start collection. Then I will go to my page again. I will go back, order my pizza, and place order. The same exception has happened again, but this time, since I have the PerfView available, I will be able to find the root cause. Stop collection. Now the PerfView is trying to extract the data, and I like to highlight that PerfView is not some tool that you would want to run for a long time. Okay, the next thing I do is I go to Advanced Group, Exception Stacks. I choose my process because I have collected entire machine. Even if you target one single process, you will see all the processes, but the PerfView will focus on particular process if you selected that checkbox that I showed earlier. I double click it. It gives me a warning, which I will ignore. It doesn't matter much. And I can see the all exception throwing stacks. If I expand, I can see in one of the threads, I can see my own invalid operation exception. However, if I expand another one, I again see the invalid operation exception. Picked another one. As you see, this is a tedious process. But there's a much easier way to work around this problem because all these call stacks actually showing in this particular thread, showing my own exception. Now I found what I was looking for. In one of the threads, I can see a navigation exceptions happening. It took a bit time to find out this particular exception, but there is an easier way to do so. I close this window, and in this case, I just click Events. Then I just type exception here. And actually now it shows all the exceptions that are thrown for my application. Actually, in this case, the process name is the Watson. I want to filter the process F# laser. And now I can see all the exceptions that are being thrown. I can immediately see there's a navigation exception besides of my own invalid operation exception. Although this doesn't give me the exact clue, which we will study the exact root cause in the next video, it gives me a useful hint. It has to do something with navigation. So to find the actual root cause with WinDBG, wait until next video. In the next video, we will continue our analysis by using WinDBG.